Well, what do you get when you mix John Mayer, Josh Groban, and Bob Dylan? I think you get perfection.
Mashup.
Mashup of
Major
beauty.
mashup, acoustically.
Yes, indeed. And you also get the fabulous tunes of singer-songwriter Drew Parker, and we are here today with you. Drew, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Listen, I got kind of excited when I read that, you know, you sort of say that you're kind of a mix of these three artists, and they're so fantastic, all three of them, but very different. Mm-hmm. What would you, is there one in particular that your sound pulls from, or who's your sound, would you say?
So that's a good question. It probably leans more towards the pop side, more towards the John Mayer side. But you know, whenever you're doing the whole marketing thing, you have to position yourself,
Sure,
so people can hear a little soundbite and get an idea. So that's kind of where that comes from.
He's very John Mayer-esque. Or,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
yeah.
Where does the Bob Dylan come in?
So that's kind of from the folky elements of the guitar and the storytelling vibe of some of the songs that I have.
Yeah.
Now, when you're performing, is it normally by yourself? Do you have an accompanying group with you?
It's normally by myself, but as I'm ramping up for some of the things this summer, I'm putting together a full band. Okay. Yeah.
Well, Drew, we were very excited to see about your new CD. You've got some serious heavy hitters on the list here that you worked with. What was it like working with them?
It was great. You know, I worked with my producer, Adrian Morales de Mori, and he's a professional producer from Venezuela who's had a lot of hits on the radio, and they've established a record label and studio here in the U.S. And you know, man, I didn't really know until you get into the studio how important the producer is and how much they do for you.
Right.
Because, you know, I write some songs, and I write them just like this on my acoustic guitar, and I bring him in, and he takes that song and transforms it into this big, polished production. And so I'm just so thankful that I had his help. And then Brad Blackwood mastered it, and he is a multi-Grammy nominee. And so it was great. It was great.
Well, you mentioned the Grammys, and it's not often we get a chance to someone who was like this close to being on the ballot for the Grammys this year.
Right.
Who were some of the names that you were involved with at that point?
So some of the people on the ballots were Jacob Dylan and, you know, I've rattled this off 100 times. And you get on TV and your mind goes empty.
The bright lights.
Jacob Dylan and, I can't remember.
That's because the others don't matter as much as you.
Oh,
that's it, right? That's exactly why. Well, I mean, tell you one thing that really matters.
Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond. Wow,
there you
go. I can
that,
understand how you
that
forget
Neil
that.
guy.
Yeah,
you know
Neil.
that guy. Yeah.
Diamond, is that how it's pronounced?
I just wanted to highlight before we actually ask you to play about that work that you're doing to support human rights in China. It's wonderful.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, you know, China is such a wonderful place with a wonderful history, 5,000 years of this fantastic cultural history. But right now it's ruled by the Communist Party, and there's just so many human rights violations in China today. And I'm a Falun Gong practitioner, and Falun Gong, it's a practice based on truth, compassion, and tolerance. It's about being a good person. It's got slow-moving exercises, kind of like Tai Chi or yoga. It's just good for health and stress relief. But people in China who just want to be healthy and be good people, they are persecuted, their families are broken apart, they're tortured, and it's just because there's a lot of them and they live under a communist society. And there's not enough people who know about that. So that's why I wrote that song, because it's benefited my life so much, Falun Gong. So I wrote that song, put it on my album, to try and help raise awareness about that situation.
And the money is going to help as well.
Right. Well, you know, we did that for the first 2 years, and we're not doing that anymore. Because what we decided was the purpose of the song is to raise awareness. That's like the main thing it could really do. And as I'm kind of, getting my career started as a musician, I don't think I'm going to be pulling in boatloads of money just to a lot of it's like promotion.
So you revisit.
Right? So we decided, you know what? We were doing that at first, and we were like, why don't we just take that money and just use it to try and promote the single more? Because that's the whole purpose of it, to raise awareness.
Got to get it out there.
You can feel the chi from this guy, eh?
Oh yeah, just very calm, very focused.
I know, it's wonderful. Well, Drew, we'd really like to hear a taste of what you do, if you do that for us here, for us now.
My pleasure.
Okay, fantastic. You want to learn more about Drew and the great work that he does and about his album and all of his performances coming up, etc. You want to visit his website at drewparker.com. Here he is for you now, right here on Daytime.
An ancient world not long ago, prosperity along a silken road, wise man leaves 5,000 words. 5,000 years, the wonders unheard. Mother China, tell me, where can your virtue be found? One to be embraced, that carry it on, are all beaten, raped, and tortured, then run out of town. Those great mountains, they all call down. Why has this happened to you? This man, he does Falun Gong, he just wants to be kind. The country's leader says he's out of line, so they might have your helpless wife thrown into a male jail cell. The truth, rape, and death light you on fire, and then tell the world it's suicide. Mother China, tell me, what has happened to you? The virtues you held, now the ancients look on in disgust at this murder, at this abuse. Those wide rivers, they ask it too. Why has this happened to you? No, why? Oh, why? Oh, why? Tell me why? No, why? Oh, oh. Whoa, oh, no. Mother China, please tell me what has happened to you? One to be praised, that carry it on, are all being raped and tortured and then abused. Those great mountains, they know it's so wrong. Those wide rivers cry on and on. It's gone too far for too long. And oh, why has this happened to you?
All right, thank you so much for that, Drew. As I said, watch our Facebook fan page because Drew has given us a couple of CDs to give away, and we're going to do that as a gift on our Facebook fan page, so check it out.